evening, and welcome to another Malcat Gin review. And tonight it is the Bond Store Kawakawa Gin. The Bond Store is from Palapalaumu in the Kapiti Coast. Interesting one. We've had this bottle for a little while. We've seen them occasionally at places like the food show. I think we may have tried this before. Well, probably just samples at the food show and things like that.
I know that. I think we've tried their, what's that thing? Limoncello. I think they make a limoncello and we've tried that.
And they also make vodka. Now, a little bit of research on these guys. They are heavily into sustainability. They do things like they've got a bottle swap plan where so the bars, restaurants and cafes that use their gin can bring the bottles back and get recycled, get refilled up to, I think, 7 times. They do a special edition bottle of their gin in a box, but instead of a normal box that you would throw away, it is a rat trap.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Not to say we have a lot of rats, but we live right next to a whole lot of bush.
Yeah.
In a valley.
So recently you may have seen in the news that we are starting to breed kiwi in the wild, in the Wellington bush again, after very many years. And that is only possible through the efforts of some of the predator-free groups around, of which we are a member of the Kandawa predator-free group. And it's all through setting of traps and catching rats and mice and stoats. I'm a supporter of that one, so that's a good one. They're mostly using locally grown botanicals, and they are trying to grow juniper, which is about the only botanical we can't source locally. I think most of our juniper comes from places like Macedonia, Cyprus, Mediterranean climate. So it's going to be interesting to see whether it can be grown here. I doubt whether the climate is going to be suitable, but we'll see.
So this gin has kawakawa in it?
Yes, it does.
I didn't do my research on it. And we've had, as Mal said, we've had this bottle for quite some time. Naughty cat. Grass-fed New Zealand dairy combined with unique. Do they use?
Yes. So that's their other sustainable approach. Is they use whey alcohol, which it's a byproduct of the dairy industry, and if it wasn't made into alcohol and used in the New Zealand distilling industry, then it would be waste and probably flushed down the drain. So it means it's not vegan, but it also means it's using a waste product, so it's recycling.
This one is 37.5% ABV, so it actually only just makes the European standard for gin.
So Kawakawa, I'm expecting it to be a little bit peppery. Mm-hmm. And since we haven't done our research and we don't know what else is in it, this is a journey of surprise. So I'm getting the peppery hits on the nose. I'm getting juniper, not strongly. I'm getting a bit of a citrus hit, I think. That's quite pleasant. Definitely the peppery kawakawa hit. There is a bit of an alcohol burn, but it's not too bad. It's quite smooth. Maybe quite a good drinker on its own, just with some ice.
I feel that's, when I smelt it, it was very fresh. The juniper takes quite a back seat. When I think fresh, I think almost sort of celery, which is...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's quite pleasant.
It's quite peppery taste.
Yeah.
It doesn't appeal to me straight,
okay.
But that's me. That's just not to my taste.
It's definitely a strong juniper flavour. Let's try it as a G&T.
Cheers.
I'd describe it as pleasant without really being overly memorable.
Yeah, it's pretty basic.
Yeah, it doesn't stand out in the crowd.
But it's clean. It's clean,
It is
fresh.
clean. Yeah, it's clean, fresh, sharp. Yeah, the peppery kawakawa comes through. For me, I'd like to see the juniper dialed up a little bit more.
Well, it is called kawakawa, so...
Yeah, but it's also called gin.
Okay. Very cool.
Which, yeah, it's pleasant, but yeah, it's not got Certainly not going to go around raving about it.
As we said, we've had this bottle for quite some time. So this review, take that into account when you think of this review, that they may have modified their recipe since then. So this bottle is possibly at least 2 years old.
No.
You don't think? You think it's less than 2 years old?
Maybe 12 months old.
Let me just add some more gin to it and just see.
It's not bad.
Oops.
Certainly not bad. And, so buy local. And you got to support their sustainable approach. So
yeah. And the other thing is that some people perhaps would prefer to have a gin that is slightly less alcohol ABV. Who do you think would like this gin, Mel?
Certainly, if it could be your daily drinker. For me, I'd prefer it if they dialed the juniper up a little bit and made it a little bit more ginny, and gave it more of a classic dry, London dry style with the Kawakawa in it. I think that would make it
probably like red and red.
There is that. We are blessed, almost cursed. With
so many
an
gins.
Abundant variety of gins in this country at the moment. So there's a lot of choice and a lot of competition. And I guess for me, you're trying to stand out. And it sounds terrible, but there's nothing about this gin that stands out from the crowd for me.
Yeah, for me, it's missing the complexity that so many of the beautiful boutique gins that we've had do have. Kawakawa.
There's plenty of New Zealand gins with
Kawakawa.
in them,
And Kawakawa is just a peppery thing.
So that by itself doesn't make it special.
Yeah. And saying that if you prefer to have your gin with slightly less bite, then this might be a good gin for you because it's only 37.5%. So it's a gentler gin and still technically a gin.
Yeah. There you go. On that note, gin is a winner. Cheers.
Cheers.